everyone. I hope you're having a good day today. I just wanted to come on briefly as I'm having girl part cramps to remind you of two things. I had a colposcopy yesterday that is not the same as a colonoscopy. Every time I tell people I've had a colposcopy, because I've had a few of them, they're like, oh, colonoscopy? And they think I made a spelling error. No, a colposcopy is different. One is your butt, one is your cervix. Anywho, I'm waiting to get results back. Weirdly, things have been pretty quiet on that front in the last year. So it was kind of nice to check in with, is that kind of nice? It was really, really nice to check in with my gynecologist. And I don't feel like I've seen her for a year, which is good news. There is an increased risk of certain other female part cancers when you're on tamoxifen, which is why I get more closely looked at. I did have a cyst at one point inside of my uterus, which is not good. A lot of women have fibroids. If they're on, again, I'm not a medical doctor, blah, blah, blah. I've had fibroids, and many, many, many women have fibroids on the outside of your uterus or even in the lining. But if it's on the inside, that's an issue. So she removed the cyst. That was painful. And what causes the cramping, which is funny because I didn't, lovely me and all my non-girl issues when I was a kid or a teenager, I never really had cramps. I didn't know what cramps really felt like until I was in labor, which is a good problem to have, I guess. I'm blessed for that. Just wish I didn't have to have my boobs cut off, whatever, 40 years later. Or 30 some years later. So it was nice to hear from her when she did a breast exam. She's the 5th doctor now to confirm, well, not confirm, but to chime in that lump that's in between my my ribs is my xiphoid process. If anything, she said to me too with the weight loss, which is funny because I weighed in at 194. My weight number really hasn't changed. So I don't, like, those of you that are going through this and you gain all this weight from all the meds and all the stuff, it's not the number. I know they always say that, but it is actually true. It's not the number. I can see it in my pants. I have to buy a belt. I'm spitting. I'm excited. I have to buy a belt because my belts don't fit. They're all too big, which is, again, a nice problem to have. But she said that the last several years when I've gone to see her, my stomach has been quite distended. And, you know, there's been obviously a lot of drama going on inside of my body with, you know, healing from surgery and then infusions and shots and pills and, you know, all that stuff. And now it's like things are coming down. The Lupron is done. The Zometa is done. The tamoxifen, I'm on year 3 of the tamoxifen right about this time of year. Yeah, I feel like I'm sharing more good news than than what the point is of my vlog, but it's nice to be sharing good news and not like bad news. So yay, happy Jen, I'm getting my roots done. Look at that, look how gray. Oh my gosh, I have never been this gray without having to color my hair. But if you notice this side compared to this side, I have a scar now over here from an incident I had where me and a trunk collided, bashed me in the head. Anyhow, which is why I didn't get my roots colored, because I didn't want the scar to be colored and darker. So I'm going right now actually to get my hair colored. But she said that, she said everything looked good. She, you know, even that bump, she's like, I'm not concerned. She felt around under my armpit because that's where the enhancement was in my last breast MRI. And the breast MRI was to check that bump. It wasn't even for the side. They're like, oh no, that bump is fine, but let's look over here. I'm like, what the fuck is going on over there? And weirdly, I'm not stressed about that. It's not that I'm so confident that it's like not cancerous. It's like, okay, if it is cancerous, like, I'll deal with it. If the cancer is spread that way, I'll deal with it. My logical brain says they took so many lymph nodes and they were all clear, that why would there be cancer there when she checked so many lymph nodes? There were 6 that she took out. Yeah, and a 7th sample, a 7th piece of my skin, which I just recently found out because I read all the reports. It's a lot to read in the beginning, or you read it and then you forget because it's like so much information. But the 7th piece that they took out, I think was on my left side, was to do basically a biopsy of one of the tumors I had on my left side. Sorry, I love how this guy has like a full-on hoodie covered head to toe in black, and then he's checking his hair. You can't see his hair. It's totally covered by his hoodie. He's got a lot of clothes situation going on in a very black and yellow car. Sometimes I judge people by their cars. I have a very practical car, but she's cute. So she was complimenting me and saying even that, she said, didn't feel abnormal to her. I feel like it's probably just going to be scar tissue. There is no baseline MRI to compare to, because my first MRI that was supposed to be my baseline was the one that showed I had cancer all over the place. And for some bizarre reason, I shouldn't say bizarre, it's Pinktober. These things pop up. I went back and I listened to the audio message of my appointment with my breast surgeon, the first one I had, where she basically told me what the hell was going on with the tumors and defined all the new vocabulary and stuff. Yeah, I listened to that for a while, and the appointment was almost 2 hours long. I listened to about an hour of it. But she had mentioned about her being concerned about a certain spot that no matter what, she'd want to have biopsied. Even though I did have both breasts removed, she wanted to biopsy that. So after 3 years, I learned that that's what that 7th piece of tissue or sample or whatever was from. But yesterday, my gynecologist said it all looks good. My boobs look good. She's proud of me that I lost the weight because she can see it. I've known her for almost 15 years. She looked at my cervix, which is not a comfortable conversation while your doctor has a speculum inside of you and it's like, hey, how's the weather? I'm kidding. She doesn't ask me how the weather is. But she looked all up in there and she said that things look good, and there's even talk now about spreading out like pap smears and that kind of thing longer than doing it yearly, like if there's something wrong. So it was nice to hear that may be an option because there's nothing wrong. And how glorious is it in Pinktober? Look, pink. In Pinktober, how glorious is it to hear that it all looks good and that nothing looks suspicious. Like for her to go looking at my cervix and saying nothing looks concerning. It looks good. My cervix looks good. And I got this because it's Pinktober and I'm at the hospital. I got this ribbon. I couldn't go full pink, but my jacket's pink. But they had these out there. So I took 2 of them, one of which I will admit there was a stray thing hanging, and I am not a sewer, which is kind of funny because my ex-husband owned an embroidery company. But I'm not a sewer at all. I do my best to be Becky Homeki. But at the piece that was hanging, I thought I could just like hold it from one end and just yank it off. That wasn't the case. I started trying to yank it, and then I had like a ribbon or 1.5, or not 1.5, like 3/4 of a ribbon. And then it just kept disintegrating as I'm pulling, and I'm like, I need to stop doing this. But I guess it's good weirdo therapy to take a pink ribbon and just destroy the thing. Anyhow, it was good news yesterday. And I bring up the colposcopy, which is why I started the vlog, because I took Motrin yesterday because, they go pretty high into your cervix to check stuff, which I'm glad they check, but your body automatically rejects things going up into your cervix. And just for the people out there that might not be aware, your vagina and your cervix are kind of differently defined. because your cervix is like, it's like way up high that they check, like by the opening to where you go up or down and have babies come out of. So it's not comfortable, and your body just automatically cramps up and tightens as a reaction to like someone trying to stick a fucking Q-tip or whatever it is, or scissors, whatever it is, up that area. And that's what causes the cramping. So they advised me to take ibuprofen before I went, and I took 600, and then I had to take 600 when it was wearing off, 6 or 8 hours later. And then I had a decent night's sleep last night. And I was moving slowly this morning to like be kind to myself. But just as I was walking in the parking lot to get to my car, I started cramping up again. So the life lesson there, go ahead, is to slow down, even with my steps, because like me moving my legs will cause me to cramp, and it will just take a couple of days and then I'll be right as rain. So just slowing down, and you know, my body's telling me that like I can get up and go do things, but I have to do things carefully. There's one right there. So when I get to my hair lady, I will take more Motrin. I had a brief thought. I lost my Wonder Woman doll in the move. I don't know if I lost it. I don't know what happened. I don't remember what happened to it, but I don't have the Wonder Woman doll anymore. And while I have to get out of the mindset that I have to be Wonder Woman, I don't have to be Wonder Woman. I am Wonder Woman. So many friends lately have told me, I guess because it's Pinktober and Runway's coming up next week, about all the stuff that I've been through, regardless even of breast cancer. You know, I've been through a divorce. I've been through, my mom passed away. That's not funny. I don't know just why I made that sound. I've been through my apartment flooding and having to start over again. I've been through a lot. I've been through a car accident. I've been through a lot of stuff. And I come out the other side. And I know I'm resilient, and I know I'm strong, and you have to balance that with being soft and kind to yourself. And I kind of want the Wonder Woman doll back. Just as a reminder, not of being like super strong and fearless, mostly just being like solid. And these things can happen, but they don't have to tear you down. They can tear you down temporarily. You've seen probably my vlogs from like February-ish. They tore me down. They tore me down. Which was weird, because my lowest emotional point was then. After 3 years of breast cancer, or 3 years of, you know, being a breast cancer survivor, and going through all the breast cancer-y things, 3 years it was, or 2.5, when the emotion of all of it finally hit me, like, what the fuck just happened? This grown man is sucking his thumb. Maybe he needs some sensory input. Thank you. Yeah. So, whatever nuggets you're going to take from that, go ahead and take from that. I think I'm going to, I canceled my TheraBox subscription, mostly just because I have so many, like, facial cleansers and stuff that I don't need any of that stuff anymore. I think I might do a FabFitFun thing for, like, a couple months just to see. But I'm super cramping. I'm wearing elastic-waisted pants or jeans right now because I need to give my belly a break. But I'm hurting, so I'm going to go in and take some freaking ibuprofen and get my hair colored. Say bye-bye to the grays. Toodaloo. Later, people. Bye. Love yourself. Cheese. This doesn't mean cheese. You know what I mean.